Good morning, Chi-Town, and what is poppin', all you Windy City Fantastics out there? We are Windy City Fantasy, back at you again. I am your host, Steve. Across from me, in his championship, Moose.
Hello.
And to the left of me, dropping beats, dropping likes, and then in his championship as well, Elliot.
Alvin Kamara, baby!
It is a Kamara miss day for those who had Alvin Kamara on a ridiculous 6, could have been 7 touchdown day for him, where they just gave it to Taysom Hill and said, "Here, boys, roll with this." And they're like, "Yeah, let's screw him out of a record-breaking touchdown." But anyways, I'm happy I'm not playing Kamara.
Yeah.
Mike Evans too had a good day.
Yeah, I think they're trying to give him his bonuses. Brady was he was pulled after the half, and Gabbert played the rest of the game, but it did not matter because the damage was done, and Tampa Bay locked in their playoff dreams and hopes for a Super Bowl. So, guys, we got a great show for you today. This is the championship week for most, and for others, they're in their 2-week championship. Pay attention at the bottom of the screen. You will see players that are in and are players that are out, I should say. And if you haven't been following us on Instagram, give us a follow. And you haven't been listening to us on any of the major platforms such as Apple Pod, iHeart, Spotify, etc., go check us out. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, give us a follow, and join our Facebook group page as well. Every now and then we're on there and we're talking and posting new things out to you. How we doing today, boys? How we looking so far in our championships?
Not good. Not good.
Looking pretty good.
Oh, I think I'm hanging by a thread.
I don't know. My guy had 3 guys going over the Christmas break, and I'm down by 83 points. So, 3 guys, 2020.
Thank God for the 2 weeks.
Thank God.
We're also off to a good start
What's
for
up,
our
Jake?
deep dish picks. Deep dish. As we all picked the Raiders to win. And what a crazy game that was as Fitzmagic comes in and basically, like, I don't know if you guys saw the last, 30 seconds of that game was, but after Raiders went up 25 to 22, 25-23, Fitzpatrick threw a pass, drew the penalty, they enforced a 15-yard penalty, and then he just kicked the field goal to win the game. So, if that ain't hashtag 2020, that's hashtag 2020 right there.
Hey, man, what am I trying to look for? Like, any win possible? No.
And Eddie win possible?
No. What's
Any
that
given
thing?
Sunday?
Any given Sunday.
Not any given Sunday where
But
it's
any
like
given Saturday.
no, where it's like you're gonna take a win like any way you're gonna take it.
Right.
Like if it was a safety, if it was whatever.
Yeah,
like
it's an ugly win.
Yeah,
If it's an ugly
There you
win,
go.
it's an ugly loss. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. A win's a win.
A win's a win.
A W is a W. But it's already been reported by Brian Flores that Tua will get the start next week in Week 17. Whether or not he continues to start in the playoffs remains to be seen. I don't see how you start Tua in the playoffs. You really should give the ball to Fitzpatrick because do you actually think Tua could have made that happen to where they would get in field goal range to win that game?
No, I told
No.
you he's not ready to be a quarterback, NFL quarterback yet.
Yeah. Arizona loses ugly. That was an ugly loss. Those who had Kyler Murray, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
man.
I'm hurting as well because whatever the hell that was not conducive of a championship week right there.
No, not at all.
So weird. It's like, dude, you play a division opponent and all of a sudden you forget how to play football.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's like
No,
up your division.
I think because it was a division opponent, they had a little bit more insight. I haven't seen San Francisco play like that since late last year. They did the same thing in Green Bay.
Jeffrey Wilson was having his day against the Cardinals.
That's what I was going to say. 22 carries?
2 weeks prior, the Niners got their asses handed to them by the Washington Professional Football Team.
Yes.
Both defensively and offensively. A week ago, they were in a neck-to-neck game against the Cowboys. That should be expected because the Cowboys' defense is so bad. But for the Cardinals, who were trying to keep their playoff hopes alive, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Who saw C.J. Beathard coming? Like, Jesus.
You know who saw him? Coach Shanahan. Saw that coming. Gonna suit you up.
I don't know, man. He reminds me of, like, do you remember when Gleason, I think? No, Gleason? When he played for Tampa, and, like, every time he would come in, we're always like, oh my goodness, like, he's actually a pretty good quarterback. Like, that's who
Beathard?
Beathard, like, reminds me of.
You're not talking about Mike Glennon, are you?
Mike Lennon, yeah. Remember when he played for Tampa?
Yeah, I remember when he played for Tampa.
And, like, every time he came in, he would throw, like, 2 bombs for 200 yards, and we're like, whoa, like, is this guy for real? And then, like, he gets a starting gig, and he can't even throw 10 yards.
Yeah.
Those guys are bridge quarterbacks.
Yep.
Those are essentially guys that can get you 1 or 2 games until your starter comes back. I don't know about C.J. Beathard. I mean, he's still young, but I mean, he did his thing yesterday. So.
Yeah. I mean, thank God they had Wilson, right? 22 carries, 183 yards, 2 catches. Oh, sorry, 1 catch for 21 yards and a touchdown.
So far, our second leading fantasy producing running back this week in championship week.
Mm-hmm.
I should really check to see what
He's
kind of third. So it was Kamara,
Micah Gleason. I'm sorry, Micah Gaskin. My goodness. I'm sorry, guys.
Miles Gaskin.
Miles Gaskin.
Oh, we're in rare Sunday form today, boys.
He had 87
Somebody's tongue's on vacation still.
He had 87 rushing yards, 82 receiving yards, and 2 TDs.
Yeah, I forgot about
Wow.
Gaskin's production. That was pretty damn good. So
Man, old man Brady, 22 for 27.
it'd be interesting to see how many people really owned Wilson for the championship week.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So the guy I played, he actually started Gaskin. So he went on a whim.
That's because he thought McCaffrey was going to play and crush your team like a grape. Yeah.
Crush his grapes.
But anyways, boys, we are coming into the final 2 days of our fantasy season. We got 1 more week and then the NFL season's done. Kind of bummed, We've been having so much fun, And then it's fantasy season's over and we got to wait a full year.
Just his life.
I know. It's like the changing of the seasons.
Changing of the season.
Right? But anyways, guys, we are not going to do a locked and loaded for today. We goofed and we should have done it Wednesday when we completed all the games, talked about all the games. And so what we are just going to do is if you have questions and any concerns of your lineups, you need a little more help deciding who you would like to start, chime in, give us a question, give us a shot, and we'll do our best to help you along your way. Other than that, we're going to talk about guys who are questionable, who should be playing today, guys who may or may not have an impact for your team. One of the ones I want to bring up to you guys is that Ezekiel Elliott is cleared to play today, but it's been discussed that they will be splitting the carries between him and Pollard. And what does that mean for fantasy purposes today? Gibson is a go, Jay. He is starting today. McLaurin is out, so expect hopefully a heavy dose of running out of Gibson, and he hope he doesn't re-aggravate that turf toe.
Which, I mean, is great. It's great for Washington with Dwayne Haskins back there now.
Yeah, they're going to need all the help they can get because
I just hope that he doesn't.
Oh, Dwayne.
It's just going to suck, and this is going to be reality, Jay, if they overwork him and he gets pulled early because he came back too early.
Or they kind of do a little mixture with Barber and McKissick to try to relieve him, give him some rest. So
but I mean, I think he will get majority of the bulk of the carries and the receptions. But once again, I would hate for them to overwork him to where it re-aggravates and now he's getting pulled in the second half.
Yeah.
And then you're missing literally a whole half of him.
Right. So then now he poses the question of should he start Gibson or Ridley?
I think this is Ridley. I would start Ridley. Okay, the Panthers are way more beatable than KC, but
they give them 10 most.
Oh,
yeah, another. My tongue's on vacation as well. The 10th most fantasy points to running backs. So take that for what it's worth.
Let's see.
If the defense can keep the Panthers in check, not spend so much time on the field, and Washington can spend more game time controlling the clock, I think Gibson. But I mean, you're playing. Listen, Atlanta's playing the Chiefs. There's no Julio. They're going to be down. They're going to have to throw it.
Yeah, I'm playing Ridley over Gibson.
I will probably play Ridley. I mean, Kansas City is the 4th best against wide receivers. They only give up 19.7 points per game. but no Julio. You know what I mean? He's really the only person that they really have to throw to. So, somebody's got to get the points.
Yeah, in the last 2 weeks, the Chiefs gave up a whole bunch of points to running backs, but Atlanta came out saying that Gurley's taking number 2, and
Ito Smith is
do you trust Ito Smith to do what the other 2 running backs have done against them? I don't think so.
no.
Man,
Yeah.
how those guys have fallen. You know what
Because
I mean?
Yeah, right.
Because here's the cliff. You had Alvin Kamara and Leviticus Murray,
Leviticus, yeah.
Latvius, and then you have Ito Smith and Todd Gurley. I mean, that's apples to grapes, not even apples to oranges. That's how much it's changed.
Yeah, you would have thought like a couple of years ago with Melvin Gordon and Todd Gurley, and these guys were power running backs, and they were getting a lot of plug-in fantasy, and now I don't even think you could get 10 points out of these guys.
And
It's
that's
wild.
the sad truth about it. You just can't go on blind faith anymore. So
Yeah, man. It sucks. It just sucks because, like, you followed their college careers,
yeah,
and it was, like, the same thing, man. It was like, hey, slow down a little bit, but no, you want to prove a point. You want to be that number 1 pick in the NFL, and then
right.
25 years old, you can't walk because of your knee, and you don't know if you're going to wake up with
I know.
any issue. Like, it sucks.
Well, we talked about with Curtis Martin back in the day,
Yeah.
what happened to him. So, and he left early, I think 28 years old. I mean, that was still considerably young for a running back.
I thought he was like 30, 31, and like people were like, dude, you have a lot left. And he was like, I'm out.
Our watchdog will let us know on that
Yeah.
one right there. Check into that, Jay. Anyways, really quick, though, Tony Pollard, Zeke Elliott, what is the fantasy impact on either of these running backs? What could you expect if you're the team owner of either or? Do you trust both of them? Can you play both of them? Can you only trust one of them? I mean, this is a division opponent rival here, and the Eagles, they're not really lackluster on the run defense. They're pretty decent.
So the last time they played each other, Elliott had 19 carries for 63 yards, 1 catch for 10 yards.
Yeah, and they weren't even really using Pollard
Right.
as much. But after last week's performance from Pollard,
Right.
which one of them he has like a gimme touchdown. It was like a gimme touchdown, and they never get. And Zeke hasn't had that kind of gimme touchdown since this season. And with all the crap with the line, but volume is key.
Right.
So-
I know that's. I know. I don't know. I think you could, if you have Pollard, I think you could start him in flex. If you have Elliott, you could start him as your like number 2 running back or something.
Okay.
I think you can start both of them. I do feel because it is the rival game, and obviously we've seen this week what rival games and the last few weeks what rival games do. And on top of it, both teams could still make the playoffs and win the division. So I don't think you pull, or not pull, but put the horse in the stable yet. I think they're going to try
Don't
to
put the cart before the horse.
Exactly right. I think they're going to kind of, hopefully, if you're a fantasy owner, they kind of like give Elliott 20 touches this week and next week.
I mean, that's what you're hoping for, right?
And of be like, hey, we're going to just use this guy and see what happens in the offseason.
Yeah. So hopefully luck is on most people's sides if they're starting Zeke Elliott.
But I think you can. I think you can start him.
So
Because even if they split, right? Even if they split, if Tony Pollard is, let's say he gets like the 3-4 carries in this, like in the drive, and they get in the red zone, and then they pull Pollard because he's tired, and Elliott goes in and he sneaks out that the touchdown.
Yeah.
But if vice versa, it could happen both ways.
Yeah.
So this is the gamble you're playing with right now.
Exactly.
And once again, you're in the final, so
It's 50-50 either way. So it doesn't, you take those chances, the good with the bad.
Sorry.
You look at your choices.
yeah. Sorry, Elliott, I cut you off.
Philly is 12th against running backs. They
Yep.
give up 17.4 points per game.
Ooh, 34.
While it's good to have both, I'm essentially going to treat Elliott like Saquon. I mean, he hasn't been there all year, so I wouldn't even put him in a flex. Not for championship. I mean, unless you had if you were playing a 2-week, maybe. But
Okay, so if you had, let's say you had Elliott and you picked up Pollard, would you start Pollard over Elliott?
I don't know.
See,
That's tough.
I don't know
decision right
because
there.
if, to be honest with you, if you have Elliott, you're expecting to be in a championship, and if
Right.
you don't rebound from that, you're probably not. so it doesn't really matter who you start.
Yeah.
I mean, for all intent and purposes, I mean, given the fact that he's still getting the attempts 12, 18, 10 against Washington. That was a bad week. 21, 18, 19, 12, 12, 19. But, like, besides the offensive line woes and, you know, he hasn't been his usual self, and obviously volume is key, you still can't disregard what he's done. And despite the calf injury, he had the week off, so he gets a full another week of rest. I think he gets to start. He does get to start, but he'll get the first run. He'll get the first crack, and I guess from that you'll see where he stands. I think this is important because ridiculously, like I think all teams are still like in the hunt for making playoffs.
Yeah,
in a sense.
Yeah, in the NFC East.
In the NFC East.
If you're like 6-8, you still have a slight chance of getting in.
Right.
Like this game, I think is going to be a shootout. Like I actually had Cooper and I had Goddard as my lock and loaded players for this week, just because I think these are the guys that are going to be like the Eagles have nobody to throw to, and I think Hurts.
I mean, listen. Right now,
Hurts.
Washington is 6-8. Dallas is 5-9. The Giants are 5-9, and the Eagles are 4-9-1.
Right. Which technically the tie counts as a W.
Right.
A lot of the times that's what they do.
So they're all 5-9, and then Washington. So a loss by Washington and a win by Dallas puts them in playoffs, or tied with Washington, and then they split. And then whoever has a better winning percentage in their division,
which I think is Washington.
But if
I think
Washington loses these last 2 weeks,
sure,
and Dallas can win out these last 2 weeks, then they'll easily make the playoffs.
Sure.
None of these teams in the NFC East should be even in the playoffs.
And they're going to take a spot because it's the division winner.
Yeah.
And what's going to be funny is they might even pull an upset one of the weeks.
Yeah. They very well may.
I just look at it like if this isn't enough proof to cut a check to Dak, then I don't know what is. I mean, like, Zeke, and that's so weird, but like without Dak, Zeke is not Zeke, and that's because Dak was able to open up those running lanes with his ability to run and his ability to hit the wide receivers.
Because the defensive scheme for him, and they forced Dalton and the Gucci to pass. Yeah. They're like, pass on us and see what happens. And like, let's see if you can beat us with the pass because we're going to stop your run.
Yeah.
And that's what they game plan for, is to stop Zeke.
And isn't it crazy? Like, you guys are not way older, but you guys are older than me. So you guys remember like Troy Aikman and like the 90 teams. And wasn't it crazy how like if you didn't have a running back, you were like, holy crap, I don't have an offense. And now you have a running back, and your running back, your $1 billion running back can't do crap without your quarterback that you're scared to sign. Like 2020.
Damn you, Jerry Jones. All right, moving on. So
what's up, Elliot?
No, I was just gonna say they were the pioneers if you think about it with the original Big Three.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. So with the news of 4 Cleveland wide receivers getting COVID and not flying to New York for the game today, one of them being Jarvis Landry, that leaves open Marvin Hall, and they promoted 3 other wide receivers.
Do I smell a upset in?
Do you think the Jets are going to jet on this one, or like there should be a heavy game for Hunt and Chubb? Like
it should be, but
high volume.
I don't know. They don't have any receivers
with the tight end, and then
exactly. Thank you, Elliot. I was just going to bring that up, bro. They have nobody to throw to, man.
Listen, Baker's no Lamar.
All right.
I'm going to tell you that right now. So you can't argue with me on that one right there.
Yeah, but
they got 2 really good running backs, and their offensive line is pretty good too.
And Hunt is a very good pass catching back.
It's so weird when like the Ravens didn't have quarterbacks. I was like, wow, the Ravens are going to be garbage. When I read this about the Browns, I was like, they could just pretty much hand off 80% of the time and still win. Like
they could, and
you got the Chubbs and you got the Hunt,
and then you still got Njoku, and I think Hooper's still going to start for this game, or unless he's
so apparently Hooper like projected stats went from like 7 points to like 11 or 12 this morning. So,
I mean, listen, Marvin Hall is the only one who didn't get promoted from the practice squad, who is familiar with the system, who has somewhat of a rapport with Baker Mayfield,
Yeah,
who
man,
may be the
didn't they steal-
beneficiary.
Yeah, they stole him from Detroit, like
Yeah.
right before.
He may be the beneficiary of the passes, other than Hooper and Hunt and Chubb and all this, but definitely expect a heavy run game from the Browns. The news with the Chargers receivers, Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, both still questionable for all week, for the entire week, but it looks like it's slightly better for Mike Williams than it is Keenan Allen. Is that right?
Yes, yeah, better for Williams than for Allen. But to be honest, like this whole season, if you kind of like look like, because Herbert wasn't really the starting quarterback at the beginning of the season, he got to play with those second three stringers, and you're noticing the Ty Johnson and the
Jalen Guyton.
Yeah,
So
like you see that little chemistry there.
So that's what I was going to ask you, is that in this week of championship week, say like you were the Jarvis Landry owner, or you're the Julio owner who's out now, or you have Allen Robinson who's questionable, is expected to play, but maybe you don't feel as confident to start him. Would you feel confident, or would you take a roll of the dice on a Jalen Guyton or Ty Johnson against this Denver secondary?
I think Ty Johnson, he's showing better rapport.
Yeah.
Rapport?
Yeah.
With Herbert. And he's on a 2-game touchdown streak.
Mm-hmm. Now, Jalen Guyton last week, he had caught 4 out of 6 passes for 94 yards.
Yeah.
So he has been getting the same beneficiary love as Ty Johnson has.
Well,
is that his has been more sparse with the touchdowns, but it's very super sporadic.
So against Atlanta, he was only targeted 3 times for 1 catch. Against New England, he was targeted 7 times but only caught 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that
But Allen started for those games. So did Mike Williams. So
Allen was banged up that game against Atlanta. Remember, he started and then he only had that 1 catch and was out.
No, that was the Oakland game.
Oh, okay. I guess. Okay.
I mean, sorry, Las Vegas game.
Yeah.
I'm still going to call them Oakland. I'm still going to call them the Redskins. It's just how
and
it
I mean,
is.
against
Sears Tower, baby.
Against Raiders, Mike Williams was 2 for 2 for 22. And against Atlanta, he didn't have anything.
He was what?
2 for 2 for 22.
Damn right. That's a Glenn Lerner number right there.
Yeah,
for those of you in Chicago,
yeah, 22.
Lerner and Rowe.
Have you been in an accident? Anyway, it's not a sponsor. But against Atlanta, he didn't even play. So when he didn't play, who was it? Guyton only had 4 attempts for 1 catch. So I kind of feel Ty Johnson, those games, 7 for 6 for 55 and a touchdown against Atlanta, and against Vegas, 5 for 3 for 61 and a touchdown. I kind of feel that he's taken that role of being that number 2/3 guy. When somebody's missing, he's playing that second role. But if those both guys are there, he's playing that like slot number 3 guy. So I would say if you're looking for a wide receiver and he's out there, I would say Tyron Johnson against a Denver team that is very, very, very beatable that you could put points on.
Right.
I would probably say that would be pretty good.
Okay.
That'd be pretty good. And then, you can even go to the Denver side. Yeah, you don't trust the quarterbacks, but if Tim Patrick's out there, he's been a very solid player. He just had a very bad outing against Buffalo, 4 for 3 for 14.
Right.
But the Chargers secondary is not to be feared. It's that the rush defense.
Yeah, because if I remember the last time these two teams met up, Denver did a come from behind win.
But he didn't play.
Who didn't play?
Tim Patrick.
Right. But what I'm saying is, like, they did a come from behind win.
Yeah.
At the last few seconds to win the game, and that was without Tim Patrick. So this could be another one of those games where they go toe to toe, and there's fancy friendliness on both sides. But
and
who are the recipients of that? That's hard to tell.
I want to jump to the Bears Jags game right now, but I want to talk about the Jags side because it was reported that Gardner Minshew is being a backup again this week to Glennon. Sorry.
You know what?
So
I'm going to write a letter to the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars or the Tanksonville Jaguars and just say that we will send you a bottle of Malort and a deep dish pizza for Minshew.
That's it?
That's it. The Malort's just so because he's not going to know what Malort is. He thinks he's going to get something good.
Okay.
And then you get that Chicago, hey.
Well, the reason why I want to talk about it is you trust DJ Chark then if you're in a
no.
If you're in the
no because Fuller Cole
Cole
no, not even. Nope.
Okay.
listen, maybe you get something out of the tight end just because the Bears give up fantasy points to tight ends, but you're not starting it unless you've been streaming tight ends all season and you're desperate. Don't expect much. There's no James Robinson today. They sat him.
Yeah, so
just for rest
apparently
purposes.
He was he's a
Okwon
Chicago guy.
Bagwala is getting the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robinson. Go ahead.
Okwon Bowala. That's where I'm going to end it and continue.
I'll give it. Yeah, go ahead.
I guess. Well, James Robinson is from here. I think he went to ISU.
Went to ISU. He was a fourth
And,
round pick from the Jaguars this draft.
and he was going for most scrimmage yards for rookies,
Oh,
I think, this year. And today would have been the day he could have broke that record. And it kind of sucks. I mean, granted, it's in Jacksonville, but, you know, Chicago people, we like to support our own. But,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we like
Is-
our hometown heroes.
is he from Chicago and went to Illinois State, or was he just went to Illinois State?
I'm
know-
pretty sure he's from here.
Oh,
I'll
nice.
look it up.
Well, I'm from Illinois, I guess, not from Chicago.
From Illinois. Exactly. So yeah, no, this game should be a slaughter fest for the Bears, but in this hashtag 2020 world,
Hashtag 2020.
It's from Rockford.
Oh, damn.
I expect. Listen, I think Minshew's going to make an appearance by third quarter.
Okay.
They're going to get that ugly, and halfway through the third quarter, they're going to put Minshew in, like they did at that game against Tennessee. What was it, about the third quarter, whatever? They pulled Glennon, they threw Minshew in like as if he was going to be the savior of the damn
Yeah.
team. When it was like, no, dummy, you're down by like 30 points. What do you really expect here? So yeah, expect a strong game from Montgomery,
Wow.
a strong game from, I believe it might be Darnell Mooney, because if Robinson is, still a little sore,
It's not
they need
Anthony
to choose
Miller.
him for like drawing the attention away. Trubisky should have a fine game.
Yeah.
Which guys are like? It was reported this morning from Adam Schefter that the Bears should take a second consideration on re-signing Trubisky because they can't deny how great he's been playing these past few weeks.
Well, the only way that's going to happen is if the rumor mill says that Nagy has 1 year left on his contract, that they're thinking of maybe re-signing Pace for the 1 year to match Nagy and be like, this is your last shot. If not, like, everybody's out. So maybe Nagy's going to push to get Trubisky for a year because he's been in the
Nagy,
system.
who? Nagy or Pace?
Both. No, Pace's contract's up, so people are saying that.
No, who's pushing for Mitch? Because it's not Nagy. I
Well,
can tell
no,
you that
that's
for
what
a
I'm
fact.
saying. I was like, unless they're going to push for Trubisky to stay for the 1 year, but if they're both done with him,
If Pace's
Yeah.
contract is up, they're not. He's not pushing for
Yeah.
for Mitch. He's just not. And Nagy, to be honest with you, I don't think Nagy really wanted anything to do with Mitch. You can tell that because he took the first opportunity he could to put this guy in.
yeah, Foles,
So Nick Foles,
Yeah.
Nick Olds.
Nicole.
But
Hey guys, really quick, thanks for the heads up there, Elliot. But you just informed me that Phil Nierko, longtime baseball player, commonly known as Nuxie, passed away today. He had played 24 seasons in major leagues, 20 of them with the Milwaukee/Atlanta Braves, and he had 318 career victories, the most by a knuckleball player. And for those who are unfamiliar with the knuckleball pitchers, it is an extremely difficult pitch to continually throw. It takes a ton of
the
damage
grip
on your
kind of
arm.
looks like this.
Yeah. It's like if you're doing the Kalima.
Oh man, are we doing deaths in sports?
No,
Is
I
there
just
was
No,
another-
it broke.
it just broke.
Well, there was another death. I think that happened. I don't know, yesterday or a few days ago in the WWE world.
yesterday.
Yesterday, Luke Harper. Yeah.
Luke Harper, yeah,
Yeah.
41
so
years old.
Our condolences to the family of the Nierko and Harper family.
That's crazy, man.
I
Yeah.
didn't. So James Robinson is the league's third leading rusher.
Yeah, I know.
We're gonna do our version of the Dundee Awards for all the rookies this year. Like, there's been some
Like,
amazing gameplay.
if
out
Herbert doesn't win it, Robinson has to win it.
or Jefferson.
But I mean, if you're looking at what he does
Yeah.
for a team, Robinson pretty much single-handedly kept the Jacksonville Jaguars in a couple games. single-handedly.
Crazy, right? And if it wasn't for them getting rid of Fournette, for Raquel Armstead getting COVID twice, and then for them just like, all right, here, let's give the
pretty
rookie
much,
a shot, he would never had his chance.
I wonder if that's when they were like, we're tanking. Robinson, go. And they're like, oh, damn, we got something good.
I bet you.
I wonder.
What do you think that Madden rating of Robinson was in 21 before now? After how much do you think it dropped?
He was probably like a 60 or 61.
And he's probably a 75 right now.
I was just about to say he's probably 75.
I bet you, like, Jacksonville put this in, and then they seen the way he was rushing. They're like, oh, shit, if he wins like 3 games, we got to pull him.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, he's getting the stats, but we're not winning. Yeah, let's do this.
Are you guys excited if the Bears win today for a playoff hope potential?
I am all about going to the playoffs. That means more football in Chicago.
Well,
so
Arizona lost, so
Yeah. So our
Bears
dreams
got to
were,
win.
and then the Bulls are looking like how the Bulls were last year.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, we have a family member that was super pumped for the Bulls, and he's like, "Did you see the way they've been playing recently?" I was like, "Yeah, bro, it's been playing. It's the preseason."
Yeah,
I was like,
ass.
wait till the season starts."
Yeah.
And now he's like, "I don't want to talk about it." And I was like, "All right, bro."
James Harden came back yesterday too, but that's neither here nor there. It's job 44 after he got out of the strip club.
Oh
my gosh.
All right, so as of right now, I just pulled it up. The Bears are in 8th, and the Cardinals have the last playoff seed. But that's because it's not all updated because all the games aren't played.
Right.
So technically speaking, if the Bears win, the Bears will jump into the 7th seed, and the Cardinals jump out.
Okay.
And
So Allen Robinson is playing today, and Jalen Johnson is out again for his shoulder injury.
and then in the AFC, if the Ravens win, they are tied 10-5 with the Dolphins for the last seed. But the Dolphins,
because they had the higher conference percentage win, and
they're the 7th. Yeah. Same thing with the Colts. If the Colts lose, they go 10-5. If the Browns lose today, they go 10-5. If the Tennessee lose,
dude, if
they go 10-5.
the Steelers lose and the Browns win,
They already clinched, the Steelers.
I know, but like right now, isn't this now for?
Yeah, for the bye.
It's for division.
Oh,
No.
yeah, they could still lose the division and end up being a wild
If
card.
yes.
game.
the Steelers lose and the Browns win, they're tied for first in the division, and it comes down to the final week.
So in the AFC, the only division champion that has not been crowned is the South because the Colts and the Titans are both 10-4.
Yeah.
And then in the NFC, the Packers,
Wide open.
the Packers, the Saints, the Seahawks, and the Bucks are all in as of right now.
Which I want to see. Are the Colts and Titans done playing each other? They are, right? Tennessee's
Yes.
playing Houston, and Jacksonville's playing the Colts.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Wasn't that back week 1? The Colts lost to Jacksonville.
I think so.
Dude, that's so fun.
They
Well,
did. They
who
lost
are the
27-20.
Who are the division winners besides Green Bay in the NFC?
The Saints and the Bucks are Saints are 11-4,
Packers.
and the Bucks are 10-5, and then the Seahawks are 10-4.
Are you scared of any of those teams if you're from the NFC? I mean, the AFC.
The Saints.
No, we played well against the Saints, but
Oh, us personally?
yeah.
Oh, I would probably say the Seahawks.
No, I'm not afraid of Seahawks because they can't pressure the quarterback. So it's not so
Yeah.
we'll have
They try
time.
all day to throw.
On top of that, our run defense and our pass rushers will make it difficult for Carson and for Wilson to just easily roll out. Now, on the other end of that,
Our secondary has to be
the
healthy.
Lockett and DK is going to be troublesome for the secondary for sure.
Yeah.
So,
All right, so here's the real question. If the Saints or the Packers pretty much have the first overall seed, you want to say yeah on that?
yeah,
Unless they lose today?
If they win today, I think they do.
Saints won, Bucks won.
Yeah.
Green Bay's going to be that's going to be a good game to watch.
So
the Green Bay versus
if-
Tennessee.
If the Packers win against the Titans, they go 12-3, and with the Saints only 11-4, I believe that they do lock up the first seed. They have to lock up the first seed at that point.
Yeah,
Do they sit their starters against the Bears in Week 17?
No,
no, they wouldn't do that.
they'll play a half. Just
No,
think
what
about
I
it.
like to hear.
If they
minimum
if
a
they,
half.
If they sit them next week, You're sitting them for 2 weeks, essentially,
Yeah.
because of the bye.
And then I think
So-
because of the whole rivalry in LaFleur and Rodgers, especially Rodgers, he's not
And
going to
Aaron
want
Rodgers,
to
I was gonna say
sit.
Aaron Rodgers does not give a shit about the Bears at all.
Right. I think in his mind, he'd rather just knock us out to have that little guffaw on us rather than come see us in the playoffs later, because then the implications are that much higher. You know, the tensions are even, tighter. But
Yeah, so that's how it looks. And then the rest for here on the bubble is obviously the Bears and the Cardinals are fighting for that last seed, and then it's the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Eagles all trying to win a division.
yeah,
That's the only reason why they're
I would think that
And
if
you're
the
relevant.
Bears, I would think that if the Bears got in, they would probably be playing the Saints anyway in the first round.
yeah.
let's see, week 17,
So
we're looking
either
at.
they're either playing the Saints or they're playing Seattle.
So Dallas plays the Giants next week, and Washington plays Philadelphia.
Well, if it's
Ooh.
So no,
wait, say that again.
Washington plays Philadelphia, and Dallas plays the Giants.
Yeah,
They play that whole division plays each other next week.
Yeah.
yeah.
So basically, if Dallas beats the Eagles today, like you said,
Washington needs to win today in order to get in. If Washington wins, they get in.
right, if they lose and New York wins,
If
they're
any,
not going to win against Baltimore. But let's just say in hashtag 2020 they win. This thing's a complete mess. Now it just definitely goes straight down to conference.
yeah. So
percentage.
right now it's up to Philly and the Cowboys. Because, like you said, I believe that the Giants are going to lose to the Ravens.
Come on, Zeke, I need you to have the best.
So the Giants are going to drop to 5-10, and then the winner of the Cowboys and the Eagles go up a game. So either there's going to be 5-9-1 or 6-9.
Yeah.
And then if Washington wins, they go to 7-8. That means they clinch the division. Unless Philly wins,
It's like
and then
that,
it's going to be Philly versus Washington for the division championship.
it's like that guy from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia doing the map of the conspiracy string theory.
Yeah, man.
That's the NFC East right there.
Nuts.
Jesus.
Nuts.
It's gonna probably be like that for at least another three years.
Yeah.
A change is going to come one day.
You know,
All right,
been
but-
going on for close to a decade.
But that is all for us for today. We want to thank everybody who was watching, who commented. Jay, thank you.
Never mind.
What's up?
Go ahead.
No, never mind. I was gonna say we didn't want to talk about the Bears, but we did.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
How much more do you want to
All
talk
right.
about?
The Bears are going to win, obviously, right? We all picking?
Yeah, we already did the
What's
scores.
the score?
I said 27-24 Bears win. You
I'm going to
said-
change my score just because Glasicki.
yeah.
Why do I keep saying fucking Glasicki, man?
Glennon.
Because Gardner's out. I'm going to say that they only score maybe 14 points. So Bears like 27. 14.
You know what? Give me 21-10
Okay.
Bears.
Nice.
Elliot?
Sticking with mine.
All right. From all of us here, Windy City Fantasy, myself, Moose, Elliot, have a great
Yes.
Sunday, everybody. No, Amtrak is playing. Last time I saw.
So
Yes, he warmed up.
He warmed up. He did the full warm up with the team. So unless they pull him right before the game, it looks that he's in.
All right, stay frosty, Chicago.
Yes. Have a great Sunday.
Chip.